Basically, she had two guys, essentially. And the guy that I picked her up was boyfriend number 2. What's going on, my credit fiends? Today, you guys are going to be going on a journey with me on my rideshare, on my Uber and my Lyft little thing I got going on. Now, you guys already saw the last video or a couple videos ago where I said that I quit my job, or I haven't worked a 9 to 5 in about 6-7 months or so now. So this is pretty much what I've been doing as the main source of income. Of course, I have a bunch of different side things, as you can see by my YouTube channel, but this is exactly what I do. This is a day in the life of me doing Uber and Lyft. Most of the time, what the first things that I do whenever I get in the car is go ahead and clean the back. You can see here that I got my spray with me. Now, I made up this little spray so that way the car can smell nice and fresh, because people associate the smell with clean, because the car could not be clean, but it could have some air fresheners and you suddenly get all these magic tips or whatever the case is. But that's just beyond me. But yeah, let's keep the car smelling real good and nice. Of course, I took a shower, did my hair and stuff to keep it smelling real good, because nobody want to get in no funky car, especially if like you got to be in there for like 10-20. Nobody wants it, period. Okay, especially not if you're paying for it. So let's get this car nice and clean, and I'll show you guys exactly what I do. Now that the car is all clean on the inside and clean on the outside, it's time to go get some gas. Normally, I just fill up like the same amount of gas every night. Sometimes I have a little bit more left over, and so it just leads into the next day. So I always like to keep my tank on like at least more than a quarter of a tank. You can see right now that we have at least like close to half a tank. Normally I like it to be a little bit up here. So let's just see what this $20 does. I think I did have some gas left over from last time, because normally when I'm about right there is where I can make at least like $100 profit, and then plus the 20, so at least 120, and it'll come down maybe to like that quarter of a tank area. But let's just see how much gas we get, because gas has really been fluctuating around here between like 30 and 40 cents. So let's just see how much we can get and how much we can fill up tonight, because the average, okay, so like when I do my math, everything is times 5 pretty much is what I can make profit. So it's really times 6, but at the same time I got to make the gas back, so the profit is actually times 5. So if I put in $5 in gas, I should be able to make 25 profit, meaning I should be able to make my 5 back plus the 25. So really I'm making $30 off of every $5 that I put in, but 25 profit, if that makes sense. Now, I'm going to be showing you guys what card I use and everything to get that 5% back, because I'm maxing out. Now, Uber and Lyft, they do have like some things, if you go through them, that you can get like so much points back and stuff like that, rewards on gas. But I don't like going to those specific gas stations. I like going wherever I want to go, aka QT or Spinks. But normally I go to Spinks, and they do have like some reward systems. So just check in your area as to what reward systems like your gas stations have, so you can save on gas. But to me, that 5% back using my custom cash card is really enough for me. I also keep a dash cam on, so you can see that if I zoom in, you can see me right there. But yeah, this focuses on normally where people sit at, right there behind this passenger seat, and then it goes to the front. It's kind of blocked right there. If you can see, you can only really see it whenever you go to sit down in there. And the reason why I have it like that is because it doesn't really position very well. Whenever I just put it like right here, it doesn't position well to see the whole view of the front of the car. And so I had to position it that way, so that way I could see the whole view of the car. I'll take you guys, and I'll meet you guys at the gas station. Let's go. So I'm about to pull up to the gas station. I got this other little mount for my phone, so that way I can ride with you guys. I use my navigation on my phone for the Uber and all that stuff, so I don't know if it's gonna pop up on there as I like if I'm driving to the location, if I have a story for you guys or anything. But we are at the gas station and my dash cam is already turning off, which makes no sense. I cannot stand this thing. Lately it's just been acting up for no apparent reason. And I mean, I can't really complain because I got the dash cam off of Temu. So, oh wait, was it off of Temu? No, it was actually TikTok shop. So I actually kind of can't complain. However, it is bothersome, and I don't know why this thing is like having this light right here, but yeah, it is kind of bothersome whenever the dash cam just keeps turning off, especially whenever I have people in, because then I have to keep turning it back on and it looks like I'm like scared or something. But really it's just for my safety and for their safety, just in case anything happens. And I have proof, video proof of it, and it says that it's supposed to record some audio too, but I think don't record no audio, so I guess I'm gonna have to get a new dash cam. So whenever I get a new dash cam, I'll let you guys know if this video ends up doing well or whatever. But yeah, this dash cam is getting on my nerves. But let's go get some gas. This right here is the card that I'm going to be using to get that 5% back on gas, because this will be my highest category. If you wanted to, go check out that video on the 5% back on everything, and it'll show you exactly how I get 5% back on pretty much all my purchases. I ain't even do the damn thing. Oh, that's one thing. Got these dirty gas pump hands touching my thing. Low-key a germaphobe, but yeah, let's see. Okay, we got all the way up here now. I really only need right there, so this right here is some extra money right there. Hey, just off of that little bit, I'm gonna be able to make at least an extra like 20 something dollars. And if I use that whole thing all the way down to like that quarter of a tank, I could probably make like $200. Now that's about my goal right now, is to make the $200, but we'll see how long it takes. And if I start getting tired, then I'm just gonna have to call it quits, because safety is the #1 important thing. They try to keep the platform safe and verify people and all that stuff, but I don't know who's getting in my car. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna protect myself if I need to. So hey, look, the law doesn't say I can't protect myself. Y'all say that. So hey, it is what it is. Don't try nothing, it won't be nothing. Gotta put some hand sanitizer on, even though it's already too late. And then the next things that I need to do is go ahead and turn on my Stride app. The Stride app tracks all my miles, so when it comes down to tax time, I know exactly how much mileage I've been using for Uber and Lyft and stuff versus like my personal use and all that. And obviously I have like my oil change records and all that stuff, so I can tell at the beginning of the year what it was versus the end. And now it's just time to put up my sign. So I go ahead and I put this sign up. Take the seatbelt. I don't even know I put that on yet, but yeah, I make my own sign. There's like signs and stuff that they have online that light up and all that, but I mean, I don't want the wrong person getting in the car. If this makes it harder for you to see that I'm an Uber and a Lyft, you'll be looking for me because I'll have my hazard lights on. But like at the same time, it makes it a little bit difficult, so like not just random people are jumping in your car. Because oh my gosh, I had this random lady try to get in my car. She was halfway like a crackhead. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm not even trying to be mean, but yeah, she was a crackhead and she was on the side of the road, and she looked like she was in that location where I was supposed to pick someone up, because that's when they didn't have like the verification thing. So like the person's thing just had a pin, it didn't have their exact location, because sometimes it'll have a little person walking around. And she was trying to get in the car and stuff, but like I had rolled down the window first to make sure, because she kind of looked like she was like looking for a person, but like not really. And she was trying to get in. She's like, oh, could you take me down there, and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, wait, hold on, this is not even how Uber or Lyft works. Like, you don't get in and ask them where they're trying to go or whatever. That's more so like a taxi. So I kept telling her no, and she was trying to get in the car. Like, she was trying to pull the handle and stuff to get in the car, and I low-key had to drive off on her, because I'm like, bro, how are you trying to get in my car right now? Like, I don't know you. Like, you need to back up. If you're not the person that's on here, you need to back up. And she couldn't verify the name, so I low-key just scared it off on her. For my first ride, like I said, I'm gonna turn on the Stride app and go ahead and track my miles, and then turn on the apps and see what we get. Now, most of the time I have to skip through like some rides because they don't be paying. Like sometimes they be trying to get you under a $20 an hour rate, and I like to stay at least at 20, but I really like to stay around 25 because I'm taking home all of that and I don't have to pay taxes on that. So if I'm taking home 25 an hour, it's really like I'm making like 30 or so an hour because like I said, there's no taxes getting written off. Therefore, I like to stay around 25. So let's see what we can get. I'll screenshot which ones that I get. Obviously, I'm gonna have to blur out like people's information where they're getting picked up and dropped off at. However, I'm going to post it and see exactly what we can do and how long it takes us. I forgot that Uber was having a surge that I signed up for, and so I'm already almost past the surge. It was like an extra almost $5 an hour, and now I'm at the last like 20 minutes of that surge. So let's see if we can actually really get any money right now off of this surge because I'm still within my time. So let's get ready. I'm not even gonna lie, y'all, right now. Let me roll up the windows. I'm not even gonna lie. Right now, these rides have been straight garbage. Like, it may not even be the right time right now to be even doing this. Like, it's Tuesday. Normally, things are picking up. But right now, they want me to go and do $8 rides that are 30 minutes long. Like, it might take me 20 minutes to get to them. And then 10 minutes, the ride might be 10 minutes or something like that. But, dude, that's not okay. That's not enough money at all. Let me see if it looks better on that side. Yeah, that's better. That's not enough at all. I don't understand what they're thinking right now, but I'm really about to just turn around and go home at this point because certain nights are better than others, and if you're not making like what you need, like I said, if I'm not above at least 20 an hour, and they also want me to go like 40 minutes away, almost an hour away for like the $20 rides, and I also have to drive back, so that's gonna cut it in half. And I'm not really appreciating that right now. So I might have to end up going home and making some videos tonight and just working on my ebook and all that stuff versus doing Uber and Lyft, because right now they're really testing me and I don't like this. It hasn't been this bad in a long time. Actually, over the weekend with the St. Patrick's thing and all that, it was bomb. Like, I was making like 40 an hour. Like, I didn't even want to go home because I was making such good money. Like, in like 7 hours I was making what, like $240, $250, something like that in just 7 hours. So I mean, right there you can already tell I was making some bank. That's more than what I used to make at the casino in a night, and it wasn't as stressful. I mean, yeah, driving is tiring, but it's not like super duper stressful as far as taking people's money and all that stuff. But yeah, y'all, if I end up going home, I'll let you know, and then we'll go out a different day and I'll just add this onto that video or make this a separate video. However, yeah, Lyft's not even coming through right now either, and my area is normally pretty good for both of them, but there's a lot of Uber stuff coming in. But like I said, they're like $3 and all this stuff. Like, bro, nobody's getting in my car for $3. That's it, period. I don't care how far you're going. I need at least $5 or something like that. And now a $5 ride comes through. Y'all, I'm low-key annoyed because this $5 ride, yeah, it might be like 21 or a little over $20 an hour or whatever, but like, I already got low-key annoyed energy just based off of the requests that were coming through, and then hopefully there's another one that tags along after this one. But like, people are annoying because whenever I'm trying to get merged on the highway, people just don't want to let you over, and they'll have a clear 2 left lanes, but they don't want to let you the freak over, man. Like, come on, bro. That's one of the stressfulest parts, is that everybody on the road is basically your coworker right now. Y'all, I ain't even gonna lie, I just pulled up to this person's job. They work at FedEx, and like I said, it's a $5 ride, and they're not even outside. They're not even here. Like, I don't even see them. So now I'm gonna have to probably cancel this ride because they're not even here, and it's only $5. Like, bro, like, I'm honestly about to go home. This is one of those nights, and it's funny that I'm recording it because this is one of those days where it just ends up not working out the way that I thought it was. And so now I'm about to go spend more money, get some Popeyes probably, and go the freak home. I just picked up the person who I thought it was supposed to be some girl, but it actually turned out to be a guy.
Turn right.
I don't even know where I'm going. It turned out to be some guy or whatever, so he ended up coming out pretty much right after the video ended. So now I'm just headed towards my little gas station.
Then take the first left onto the road.
Now I'm just headed to the gas station that I normally go to or whatever until I end up getting a ride. I normally, most of the time I don't even end up making it there. I end up going over to trying to get there, and I get a ride request before then. So while I was on that ride, I did have a ride that came through. It was like $6 and it was like a 24-hour rate. So if you divide that up, that's like a 15-minute ride. They ended up canceling. Let's see if we got this one. Let's see. This person there's a random dog carrying like a bucket or something across the street. That was mad random. So I have my high beams on, so I'm seeing everything, and my doors are locked. I gotta take this person 20 minutes down the road. They are not outside waiting, which I don't mind waiting a little bit, but when the rides are not coming through as fast, it really hurts my rate of, you know what I'm saying, my pay rate, because now I'm sitting here waiting an extra 5 minutes, which you do get paid, but it's really, really small. I think it's only like 10 cents per minute or something that you're waiting. I don't know what it is, but I know it doesn't make that much of a difference. So I'd rather you be outside waiting, just from that perspective. If you guys drive Uber and Lyft, it's nice whenever someone's ready, so that way you can keep your rate going up, because the longer you wait, the lower your rate goes. I gotta bring this person 20 minutes down the road, so we'll see how it goes. I think it's like a $7 or $8 ride, and I'll let you guys know how it ends up going. I just dropped off that 20-minute ride or whatever. I think it was like $6, $7. Now I had another ride that popped up right after that. It's $8. So they were right around the corner from where I dropped off the other people. So I'm gonna go ahead and head over there, and then we'll see exactly how much we're at, and we'll see how much time it has taken for me to be able to get to that point. It's been just a little bit over an hour, and I'm at like $21, $22-ish now. Normally at this point, sometimes I would probably go ahead and call it quits or so, because it's been closer to like an hour and a half and I've only made like $20-something. But I do like to sometimes see how it goes, because I'll take off like 20 minutes or so off of the time, because like on a normal job you have a commute, right? You have a commute there and a commute back, so that takes some time off. Normally I'll just go ahead and take off that 20 minutes, and then I'll see. So right now my average is around like $21, $22, and then I did just get a ride that's like a $27, $28 an hour ride, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick them up, and then we'll see how it goes after that. On Lyft right now, normally I use Uber, but Lyft is seeming like it's gonna be the outperformer tonight. So the rides have been coming in pretty much back to back, like as soon as I drop someone off or in the middle of that ride. Let's see how the night goes. If it turns out that like I'm not meeting that 20 minimum an hour rate, then I'm gonna have to go home, because it's not worth driving my car and using up the mileage and all that stuff whenever I'm not even making anywhere near what I need to make. But let's just go ahead and see how the night goes. We're not gonna call it quits too early tonight. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, right now I'm at like $30, and I think it's been like, let me see, it's been like an hour and a half, almost 2 hours or so, and so that's all right. That's putting me at like an average of like 20 an hour, but it is gonna take me like a long time tonight to go ahead and get to where I want to go. So to be honest, and my energy is not even on point either right now, and I don't know where I just went. This is not the right gate. Yeah, so now I'm lost inside of an apartment complex because I don't remember exactly where I went, especially when my energy isn't right. I was thinking about like, you know, like the police or whatever, because it's like a vlog and all of that, like if I had to record it. And then what do you know, a cop pops up out of nowhere and like starts, like I go towards this one road and then they're going towards the same thing, and it was Walmart, but apparently there was like a little like something going on over there and stuff, so they ended up going over to that. But I thought it was just mad weird how like I was thinking about them and then they had just popped up behind me and they was following me, and I took this little detour and I ended up behind them instead, because I'm like, bro, what are y'all following me for type stuff. And yeah, and then the girl that got in the car that I picked up from the Walmart, she freaking was just telling me kind of like how to drive basically, and I don't really like that. Like I'm not a fan of that, like telling me where to like do a U-turn and all that stuff, which is cool. I don't mind if you have like a preferred route and stuff like that, but at the same time, I don't like for someone to be a backseat driver. Like just let the directions tell me where to go, and I'll just go that way. I don't really like being out whenever my energy's not right, because then like everything kind of starts happening. There's people walking across the road, there's people going literally 25 in a 25. Like, bro, who goes 25? I'm sorry, I'm not even trying to out myself or anybody else, but like, who goes 25 in a 25? Like, let's be real, y'all. All right, there's a car coming, so I need to move out the way, but I'm thinking I'm about to just go get some food and call it quits for the night. I'll let you guys know what I end up doing. Yeah, this is just the realities of doing this job. Sometimes every night is not that great, and sometimes you got to know when to call it quits, so that way you don't end up just using up everything that you have. And if I go ahead and I use this money on the food, like, it's not going to bother anything, because I'm actually at the point where I normally would be at in order to go ahead and do that. Oh, we just got another ride request. Let's see if it's good. Yeah, y'all, that ride was not worth it at all.
Stay in the middle lane.
Right now I'm just gonna go ahead and head to Popeyes. My wife's gonna be mad hype, because earlier I had told her that, because I had forgot the cleaning stuff, so I had to go back home and get the cleaning stuff. And she was like, oh, like, you're back? And my son was like, oh, you're back and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I'm staying. And then I was just like joking around, and I know she was hype. I was like, oh yeah, if I go get that Popeyes and stay home, I'm sure you would like that and stuff. But yeah, that's exactly what I'm about to go do. Actually, I'm about to go get some Popeyes, and then I'm gonna work on my own stuff, because right now these rides are not worth it, and I'm not about to be out here all night because I'm not reaching that point. Because like, if it's gonna take me an extra hour to do $100 every 100, because I'm at about $20 an hour versus 25. So 25 times 4 is 100. So that's 4 hours to get to 100. And then right now I'm at 20 an hour. So that's about 5 hours just to get to that same thing. So like I said, that's extra gas, that's extra mileage, wear and tear on the car and all that. So I just went ahead and just made my money for the food. I do have some crazy Uber and Lyft, whatever you want to call it, experiences and things like that. Now, sometimes they're cool and stuff. Like, I've had people that were like conspiracy people, and we just go on a ride and we talk about all these conspiracies and things like that, like the wildfires and, you know, Disney conspiracies and Hollywood and Epstein Island stuff. But, you know, there's also been some really rough ones sometimes where it just doesn't make any sense. Like, some people try to bring their kids in here with no seat, like no booster seat or no car seat or something like that. And I'm just like, bro, like, you cannot be doing that. Like, sometimes they will be bringing them with a car seat, and I'll be so happy when they do, because if they don't, like, I'm gonna have to turn you away. Because there's been this one time where I had these kids in the car, and I'm not sure if they were supposed to have a booster or not, but like, they looked a little bit small. I don't know if it was up to the parents or whatever, but in my opinion, I felt like maybe they should have had something on. But this was whenever I was first starting, so I wasn't really exactly sure of everything and stuff like that. And I've seen this person before, so this is the second time. So I allowed it just that one time, and there ended up being like a cop that was following us for like the longest time. And
go past the street, then turn left.
and I'm not a huge fan of that, because if you're over here bringing your kids without no type of, you know what I'm saying, safety and stuff, what else are you doing? Like, that doesn't make sense. And one time, this one lady, she brought her baby in the car, right? And she put the baby right in the middle, like, and it was in a car seat and stuff. So I was like, all right, cool. And then she goes, I bring her like literally right outside of her apartment complex. Like, she probably could have walked, to be honest, but I brought her right outside her apartment complex, and she literally leaves the baby in the car with me. And I'm just looking at this baby, and the baby is forward facing too, mind you, the baby's forward facing. I don't really catch this at first, because I'm just like, you know, in the midst of worrying about all the stuff that I'm worried about, but the baby is forward facing, and I'm like, bro, like, the baby's forward facing, you're leaving the baby in here with a complete stranger. Yes, I have a dash cam, and yes, there's tracking, but stuff happens all the time. I mean, there's Amber Alerts and all those types of things, and people still can't find the license plate, because like, I'm driving a Camry. You know how hard it's going to be to find that one particular Camry out of all the Camrys that there are. This is such a generic car, like, it's just gonna straight up blend in. So that was mad crazy. And yeah, she asked me, but like, what am I supposed to say? Like, no, don't leave the baby in here, like take them into the smoke shop with you. So I don't know, that just didn't make any type of sense.
Turn left onto.
I just pulled into the Popeyes. I'm about to order some honey lemon pepper wings. Those are our favorite. If y'all haven't had those, then y'all don't know what y'all missing.
Thank you for choosing Popeyes.
Can I have a 6-piece wing combo with the honey lemon?
We don't have any wings right now. All we have is bone-in classic chicken, spicy chicken.
Okay. You said bone-in classic chicken?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're not doing like the sauces and stuff like that?
Right. We're out of those wings tonight.
Oh, alrighty then.
All right. Sorry about that.
Y'all see exactly what I'm talking about my energy right now. Like, it's just not it tonight. Like, I'm literally feeling like, you know, feeling like boo-hooing right now because I'm just mad annoyed. And I'm just gonna have to try again tomorrow. And I guess I'm gonna have to keep my money in my pocket. I can't be mad about that, keeping money in my pocket. But yeah, y'all see, they don't even have the freaking wings that I wanted in the first place. Like, how do you run out of wings and you this is what I mean. This is why I don't go out whenever my energy is not right and put together, because then I start getting stuff like this. Like the other day, I picked up this one lady and she was like relieved that I picked her up because she was talking about how she how she was with this one guy. Well, basically she had two guys essentially, and the guy that I picked her up was boyfriend number 2, and she had just met him like at a bar or something, and he had a girlfriend and all of that type of stuff. And yeah, so she was just like, oh, I'm so happy I left out of there, like he's got a long schlong and blah 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 blah, like all this explicit stuff that like I don't even really need to be hearing. And she's like, oh yeah, I didn't do nothing with him because I was so worried about the other guy and stuff, and I don't know what I'm doing and blah blah blah. And of course she was drunk, but like a lot of people be venting whenever they're drunk, and they be mad weird too. Like they be telling you some weird stuff that like you don't even need to know at the end of the day. Like why are you telling me this? This one night that I had these two people, it was a guy and a lady, and I picked them up from like a motel thing. And a lot of the time people don't really like picking up people from motels and stuff because they just either, I don't know, I don't mind it because like it's whatever. I'm not gonna sit here and judge somebody based on their situation and stuff like that, but a lot of rough people do be coming from the motels and those hotels and stuff because, I mean, they just got a rough life, so they're gonna be rough and they bring stuff with them. And so this one couple, I'm bringing them around, and I don't even know what's going on because like they had a couple stops. They had like one stop or something, and then which was cool. Like normally people don't really like, I guess the other Uber drivers don't really like doing stops and stuff because it just makes it delay even longer or whatever and messes up your rate if they're taking forever. But like I said, I don't really mind as long as the pay is straight. And so I picked them up, and then like we're going to the QT, the gas station, for them to go pick up some stuff. And then they ended up putting in the wrong address. So okay, that's fine. I do U-turn, I go to the other one, and then I slide the stop at the new place. Well, this one gas station that I'm bringing them to basically has one way in and one way out, and I didn't even know it was really that bad over there for you to be having one way in and one way out, like having all the other doors locked, all except for one thing, and they have a security guard in the front of there. Meanwhile, when the lady comes back and the guy and stuff, and they're talking and stuff, they stop. Dang, they're smoking dank in that car right now. I just got behind somebody and it smelled like straight dank. Like, honest to God. Like, where are the cops at whenever this is happening? But yet they want to pull me over because my tag light is out. Like, what's going on? Like, I'm out here trying to work and people get whatever. Anyways, side story. But they're coming back to the car and they start talking to somebody, and then when they get in the car, she was telling the guy that she was with, like, oh yeah, that's the one guy that had gotten shot or whatever, like somewhere around there and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure it was either earlier that night or a different night that I had seen some markers in that same area, just the street over, some markers on the ground, and I seen blood on the ground, and they had it taped off and everything. And I'm like, yo, where am I at right now? Like, I hear stories about this place, but like not really. So they get in the car, and then he ends up having to add a stop. So he adds a stop, which I didn't even know you could do. I thought that you could only add one stop. So you would have your main stop, your place where I would pick you up, and then you would have one stop, and then you would have your final location. Well, this person adds 2 stops in there, so I'm basically bringing them to 3 different places. And then they ended up adding another one, which I didn't even know you could do. So they're adding mad stops, and I'm bringing them around the same area, but like to different hotels. And it's only the guy that's running in and stuff, and the girl staying in the car, which is, I don't know why you would leave your girl in the car, but whatever. So she stays in the car. This guy's going in and out of different hotels and stuff, doing his business. Who God knows what he's doing. And so when he comes back out, I guess he knew this guy was like his cousin or something, and he's also like struggling and stuff, and he's just outside like wandering and stuff, and he asking him for money and like asking him stuff, and he's like approaching the car and stuff, and I'm like, yo, you gotta like, I'm like thinking like, yo, what's going on? Like, why is he approaching up the car? And the guy's rolling down the window talking about some F you, or I had to have it hard too, like cussing him out and stuff, like talking mad crazy, right? And whatever, like I'm just like whatever, because I experienced that before. Because there was this one time I picked up this one lady, and then she had me go pick up this guy at the motel because it was on the way. So I was like okay with it to pick up somebody else, so she didn't have to add it, because you know, adding the extra stops cost them extra money. And I understand that not everybody has, especially if you're using Uber and Lyft as your main like source of transportation. This stuff can add up because they're not paying us nowhere near what, you know what I'm saying, what the person is paying for their actual ride. So I go in there, I go pick up the other guy. This was on like side story. I go pick up the other guy that's on the way, and they're just out like having the window down and cussing back and forth at each other. I guess the guy was at some other girl's room, and she was on the phone with them, like asking them what she was doing or whatever, and she was like, oh, you're not even supposed to be in her room, and blah 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 blah. So when we pull up, he's outside, and he's just like pissed off that we came there and stuff. And he gets in the car, and he's talking about some, oh, you know what I will do to you, and this and that. And I'm just like, yo, what is going on? Like, am I gonna have to hurt somebody? Because you can't be like, and I swear it seemed like he was about to put his hands on her. And so I was about ready for anything. But back to the other story about the other guy running up on the car. So he runs up on the car and stuff like that. And so I'm wondering like, yo, like what's going on? Like, is this okay? Like, you know what I'm saying? And he's just cussing. They get back in they're already in the car, and he's cussing out the guy out the window and stuff. So we get to go to the end of the road where we're about to turn off on the street, and he comes up again. And at this point, I'm thinking maybe he's about to either like do something to the car or get in front of the car and act like we can't go nowhere because the guy, like his cousin, didn't want to help him out. So I'm about ready, bro. Like, I'm ready. Like, I ain't gonna say what I was, like, you know what I'm saying, ready for, but I was ready for anything at that point. So I'm over here getting ready, fixing myself and stuff like that. And then this guy, he ends up just walking across the street and stuff, which is a busy street, which was cool or whatever. But at the end of the day, like, sometimes this stuff be rough. Like, it's not everything everybody might make it out. I don't know how it looks from the outside, but some nights it's rough. Some nights, obviously, like you see tonight, like when your energy isn't right, you start attracting mad weird situations and stuff. And in those situations, my energy was not right, because even on that other one where we picked up that one guy that they was yelling back and forth, the lady and the guy was yelling back and forth because she wasn't supposed to be in the old girl's room and stuff. Like, she had to stop, so I stopped there, and bro, I swear to y'all, we waited there like 7 minutes, and that 7 minutes felt like forever. And it's only like a max of like 5 minutes, and this was an outside gas station where there was like nobody there. It might have been one other person there, and she was just getting cigarettes. I'm like, why is it taking you almost 10 minutes? It probably was 10 minutes just to get cigarettes. Like, bro, like, this is out of this world. And then on top of that, to make matters worse, she could have walked from that gas station or the little outside gas station thing to the motel that she was at. Like, literally, she could have walked like that 5 minutes. Now, I'm not complaining because I was still getting money at the end of the day. But the thing is if you're gonna have me wait in like 10 minutes, I could be on my way to another ride. I don't have to be here right now, and I'm not getting paid but like 15 cents per every minute that I'm sitting here waiting. And you left old crazy dude wacko job in the back right behind me when he was just about to put his hand. Bro, no. And like, so like sometimes you just gotta be smart out here, and you gotta kind of have to pick and choose. And now I see why some people don't like to go to the motels and stuff, because some of them people, they be wilding out here. And you know what I'm saying, I don't appreciate that when it's inside my car. Now she got a 1-star rating and she got reported and all that stuff. And them other people, I thought it was kind of funny or whatever when he was yelling at his cousin and stuff, but I didn't think it was funny when he started approaching the car. And there's just a lot of stories that are like that, and sometimes, like I said, like these nights aren't always that great. And so that's just is what it is. I'm gonna try again tomorrow, and tomorrow I'll probably aim for that 200. And obviously I got this money in my pocket now because Popeyes didn't have the wings for whatever reason. This doesn't make sense, and that's what I mean about my energy. That's why I'll just turn around and go home, because I'm not gonna sit here and risk like something, God forbid, happening to me, or God forbid happening with the car, because I'm frustrated and stuff, and people are acting mad weird on the road, or just out in public, just in general. Like I'm a person that's all about energy and stuff like that, and if it's just not right, then it's just not right. The other day I did feel a little bit funny about going out, but it did end up turning around and being a good night, and I appreciate those nights. But like in the beginning, it was rough because I was behind this person that just kept stopping and stuff like that. And it just felt like one thing after the next, because I was only like my second or third ride, and the ride before that was rough as well. I ended up being able to turn it around, luckily, and have like some good conversations and things like that. But when things are really slow like this, like I don't even waste my time. Like I just try to find a different way to make up for the losses that I'm getting right now, and just try to work on myself, work on the businesses, and just do whatever I can to advance myself with the time that I do have, because I am still young and I still have a lot of time ahead of me. You know, hopefully with everything going right and stuff, I have a lot of time ahead of me. So I just try to make use of every single minute and stuff that I can, and put, you know, positive energy towards like my own goals and aspirations, because I don't want to be doing Uber and Lyft forever. But obviously it's like, it's easy to, you know, not have to go to 9 to 5 and leave like I did tonight, and not have like a super bad day and stuff like that. Going to a job, you're basically forced, so you're just gonna be miserable like that whole night and stuff. But I'd rather just be a little bit behind and make it up a different day whenever I'm feeling up for it. And when the money is good, like, you know what I'm saying, God will come through and give me that extra tip, like give me that extra $20 tip, or whatever the case is that I wasn't expecting. Or I guess like tonight I could look at it in the way that, hey, maybe I wasn't supposed to spend that extra money, and that's $30 more that's gonna put me ahead for the next thing. But yeah, y'all, that's pretty much the real raw life of an Uber driver. You got to pick and choose. You got to know your area and stuff like that. Like if you don't know when to go out, then you're not going to know, because certain times there's a lot of traffic, and other times, like right now, it might be really slow and there might not be any surges. So you might be making some really slow money that's going to take you like an extra hour or two to make the same amount of money. Because like I told you guys, like the other day I was out for like 7 hours and I made like $250. Tonight, if I'm out for 7 hours, I might make like $140. Like that's a long time to be out driving to not make really anything. Therefore, I'd rather save my miles and my time before my oil change, because I only have like 900, maybe no, I got about like 1,200, 1,300 more miles for my oil change. But when you're doing high miles, you got to get different types of oil changes. So the oil changes are more expensive, and yeah, it's a write-off, so you don't have to pay taxes. But at the end of the day, the money that I'm getting from this is going straight to my bills, regardless if I don't have to pay taxes or not. Because if I had to pay taxes on 25 an hour, it would be even less. Like I would have to be out working even more, and at that point it would just make more sense to do a normal job, I guess. But at the end of the day, just knowing your area, knowing what times to go out and things like that, and knowing when to call it quits is the most important thing, I would say, with the Uber and Lyft thing. And obviously staying safe and stuff like that. My dash cam, luckily tonight, has not been turning off every freaking second like it was the past couple nights. It actually has been on for like the last hour or two, or since I've been really doing this video and doing my rides and things like that. So that was actually a positive. And you know, I just try to like reframe the night or whatever. I try to, but sometimes it'd be hard, like especially when y'all literally seen exactly how my night was going. So I'm just gonna go home, work on some things, go to bed, and try again tomorrow, and hopefully this doesn't stress me out too much. Appreciate you guys for watching if you made it this far in the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. We fiending for that credit.